Hello and welcome back to the Fortnightly Q&A. My name's Lumin and this video is late once again. I'm extremely bad at sticking to my word when it comes to keeping these on the regular. I don't have an excuse this time. Like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I had an excuse. I was too tired to even think about doing it. I'm much better now. I'm a little tired now, but that's because I've been recording stuff. I'm not tired. You know, I'm not tired of life or anything like that. I'm just a little fatigued. Okay, so it's not the same thing. It's absolutely not the same thing. Also, I feel I need to mention before I even just get into this that there's bound to be some noise at some point. Like, Helene is busy packing things into boxes, shuffling around the house. Nero is on the prowl. It's like nearly his walk time now, so he's ready. He's ready. There's a noisy bird out there as well. Okay, that's the thing. Our tenant's been getting visitors all day long and he was fixing his door a few minutes ago. He might be doing that still. People have been phoning me. Life. What can I say? What can I say? We're listening to Stardew Valley's music today. Oh, I don't even know if you guys can hear this. I put it on the speakers over here. Let me move them forward a little bit. So it sometimes just comes up at some point when it really hits those high notes or whatever, but I don't know. Whatever, okay, it's on. If anyone was wondering, it's Stardew Valley music. I like the music a lot. It's very calming, soothing stuff. Just like the game, calming and soothing. It's nice. We're going to start with questions from Celtic Uchu. Thank you once again, Celtic Uchu. You should all thank Celtic Uchu because Celtic Uchu makes these Q&As so much better. There are so many good questions from him that, yeah, it's worth a quick thank you. Number one. I'm just going to jump straight into it. With No Man's Sky coming up in less than 3 months, what are your plans for the game on the channel, if any? If you're going to play it, will you be spending a lot of time with it, or will it be more short term? I have actually been thinking about that, because I just went and saw it on Steam the other day, and I saw it was very expensive. I actually discussed this in the No Man's Sky video as well, but I was looking through the Steam information and stuff there, and I just don't know. It's sort of... Also, like you say in your next question here, which we'll get to in a second, there's very little known about the game. Like, we've seen a lot of it. We kind of know what it's going to be about, but when it comes down to gameplay and what us as players are actually going to be doing most of the time, it's a little hazy. Okay, we've not received all the information there yet. So, I think it's, for me, difficult to say what I'm going to be doing with it. I think that it comes down to me playing it and seeing if I enjoy it or not, and if I do enjoy it, I'll play it more and probably record more and stuff like that, and I'll just take it from there. Also, I'm not sure how the release is going to work. That's actually why I was looking on the Steam page. I don't know if it's releasing on PC and PS4 at the same time, or if it's actually releasing earlier on PS4, because if that's the case, then I'm going to have to wait for it to come to PC, because we don't have a PS4, and I don't think we're going to be getting one soon. I don't know, but I'm going to have to wait and see. With No Man's Sky, I'm going to have to wait and see. I just don't know. Moving on to the next question, this is also directly linked. Since there's not much known about No Man's Sky's online component and the vast distances between players, assuming it's possible to meet up, will or would you be posting your locations on a fairly regular basis to allow viewers to try and track you down? I'd love to do that. That would be so great. And as you say, there's not much known about the online component. I would like to just know about that, whether it would be possible to actually see other people or come in contact with them in some way, or if it's just going to be like a lonely universe with you finding traces of people. Like, even if you are in the same system as another player, close to the same planet, maybe you can't actually see them. Maybe this is the indie part of the game, you know, maybe this is something that they didn't want to include because it would be too much work, you know, making an actual multiplayer system work with netcode and everything. I just don't know. Like, maybe you're only going to ever see traces of players. And if that's the case, it'll be slightly less interesting doing what you're saying here, but I will definitely do that, for sure, for sure. And it would be great if I could stream and play that as well. That would be fun. I would almost certainly do that. Then, since you like grand adventures, will you be looking at Nostalrius, Paradox's new grand space strategy? I've been seeing a lot of Nostalrius in my Twitter feed recently. I don't know if that's because it came out recently or if it's just all the rage right now or whatever, but I don't think I'm going to be playing it just because those kinds of games, I don't want to say I don't have the attention span for it or the patience for it or whatever, but I just don't know them very well, and there you go. I was right. Dude's barking. I just don't know them very well, and I think that just jumping into that specifically right now would feel a little random, and I don't think I'd enjoy it that much just because, I'm not really into that kind of thing at the moment. And added to that, it's a little disgraceful to even say this, I've not even played the even less advanced ones, like Civilization. I haven't played any of the new Civilization games. Last time I played Civilization was back when it first came out, the very first Civilization. That's the last time I played Civilization. Have they changed a lot since then? I assume the gameplay is much the same, but I know they look a lot different. So, right now, looking at Stellaris, it's unlikely. I might, but it's unlikely. 4. If this question is something we wish not to discuss, feel free to skip it. Don't be silly. I'll discuss it. I will, however, say, just before I read the question, that a lot of the stuff I can't really talk about right now. I wanted to save it to talk about in a video not too long from now. A lot of it is still up in the air, and a lot of it, it's just not certain. That's actually the best thing to say right now. And I can't really give you too much in terms of specifics, but the questions that you pose in here, I can actually sort of address. So let me just read it all and then we'll answer the questions. I'm going to be leaving out some details though, just because I want to talk about that soon in an upcoming video. Now, with your upcoming move to Germany, that will hopefully mean the Tales of Lumin brand gets more growth thanks to streaming and more accessibility to game companies and various conventions that you can attend. However, I'm butchering this completely. Like, I thought that there was more to that, but that's actually the end, and I just missed a word or two back there. Doesn't matter. However, if you don't see much growth happening, what are your plans? Would you ever put YouTube or streaming on the back burner and do it more as a hobby and get a regular job, either normal or full-time, part-time or full-time? Has Helene or your parents ever encouraged you to do just that? Get a regular job and do YouTube as a hobby? So, let's answer the first part first, and then I'll do the second part. I guess I would consider that, but it wouldn't be because it's not going well. So, it would be because there's an opportunity that's too good to pass up. If that makes sense. If ever that happens, I would strongly consider picking up a normal job, which I will tell you right now, would probably be in the gaming industry, working for, I don't know, one of the companies that I currently know and love, but I don't think that that's going to be a thing. I'll tell you right now that when I do start streaming, there is going to be a lot of success. I don't want to sound cocky about it or anything like that. I don't want to sound overconfident, but I do think that being able to stream is going to help me out tremendously. Okay, that's all I'm saying, and I think that it's not going to come to that. I'm pretty sure it won't come to that, because I think that I will make it work, and I will be able to make it work given more resources. That's basically all I need to say about that. But my parents and Helene, they've never really, that's the other part of the question, they've never really encouraged me to do anything like that. I can get a normal job pretty easily. I think that I'm overqualified for most jobs, and I can tell you now that even they probably see it in much the same way as I do. What I'm doing here now with the editing, with the recording, with the commentary, with the entire setup that I've got here now, even the interacting on social media or via emails and stuff, it's all me improving myself and my skill set, and that helps. That just helps. That's good. Okay? For instance, as an example, it's just a little story that I can attach to this. I think that if I wanted to get a job or something, I think I'd be great at, not bumping my microphone, I think I'd be great at something PR related or something in a community section of a company or something like that, because I went to BlizzCon and I just loved walking around the convention, talking to people, and not just any old people. I went and spoke to some of the World of Warcraft devs, some of the Hearthstone guys, a lot of the Blizzard people, like a lot of the community guys from the Blizzard people, because obviously we were in the press room and stuff there, and it just felt natural to me, and I could talk to anyone, make any conversation seem really easy like that, and that was great, and that was all because I've been doing stuff like this a lot, and it does just come easy to me, and all of that all of that is just because I spend so much time doing it, and I'm still learning new things to this day. Where commentary is concerned, where the editing that I do is concerned, and I'm improving my techniques with stuff like that as well. So I personally see it as me always trying to improve, and I suppose, they see it as the same thing, and they are very supportive of that, even if we're not making lots of money, which we aren't. Okay, I'm barely making anything at the moment, but I am still perfectly happy doing it, and we're okay here. We're at the moment we're fine, and I think that they sort of want to support this and make this happen. So I'll do it as long as I can, and that's, well, pretty much all of it. That's all I can really say about it. I don't see myself wanting to do something else and do this as a hobby, because I'm going to make this work. Within the next month or two, I hope that I'm going to be making it work already. So I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to show you guys what I'm talking about. We'll see. We'll see soon, but it's a good question, and it is something, of course, that I've thought about, and I'm sure they think about all the time. My parents are incredibly supportive, though, and they will stick with me to the last. Okay, so that's it. It's gonna happen. Helene as well, of course. Helene as well. She has more faith in me than anyone else out there. So that's important to me as well. Lighthearted question now, if you answered the previous one. Do you have any old game consoles? Are there any you get a desire to plug in and play now and then? Funny, I don't know where it is, but we have a Mega Drive somewhere here, and I don't even know what we've got on it. Like, we have Sonic, we have Lion King, which is brutal, that Lion King game, and a couple of others, but then we've also got that old thing that I keep talking about, which you guys always tell me the name of. It's not the Atari, it's the something or other with the 101 cartridges that you put in. Same as the Mega Drive. And that one I've been tempted to pick up because there are so many great games on there. And that's about it. Like the other stuff sort of just disappeared. I don't know where it is. But those were the main ones that I remember. I'm more, to answer the question in a different way, tempted always to install old games that I used to play when I was younger. I would probably enjoy that more, like PC games and stuff. I would enjoy that a whole lot. I always think back at the games that I started playing and the games that I spent so many years playing. I'd always just want to go back to them. Now I want to go back and play them. Anyway, part 6. This is a major question for you since it concerns Blizzard. Recently, Blizzard, or Activision Blizzard, decided that they would send a letter to a fan group, Nostalrius Begins. Their website is here, which is nostalrius.org. I'm pretty sure you guys already all know about this. A private vanilla / classic WoW server. The letter basically said, either shut down your servers or be sued. Of course, legally speaking, Blizzard was within their rights to do this to protect their IP. However, many consider Nostalrius Begins to be a grey area project. The server code was built by fans of the original WoW and maintained for free, with only the WoW game from before BC from the original Blizzard code and art. At closing on April 10th, Nostalrius Begins had over 1 million accounts with an active user base of 150,000. Since this hit the news circuits, a lot of people have come out in defense of Nostalrius Begins and said Blizzard should not have threatened to sue them and let the fan project continue on. These questions may be difficult for you to give an unbiased answer to since you're a Blizzard fan and make a living off their games. I don't think it'll be difficult. I'm actually not that biased. I love all the Blizzard stuff and I love Blizzard to bits, but with stuff like this, it's easy seeing... well, no, okay. I can't say it's easy seeing the right and the wrong because it is actually, as you say, a bit of a grey area, but for me, it's easy picking a side and saying, okay, this is right and this is wrong. So I'll definitely be able to answer the questions. 6A. Should Blizzard have handled it in the way that they did? Absolutely. I think that having that happen was sort of like having a gateway open to many other bad things that could potentially have happened. And if World of Warcraft was a free-to-play game that did not have a sub fee or anything like that, if you just could jump in and play for free at any time, it would have been a different story. Okay? Because there will always be that one group of people that say for this reason specifically, that one group of people that say, we're paying for this game, why do those guys get it for free? It's not even the same game. You can't really say that, but they say that anyway. I honestly think that they did it in the right way, and they had to, because if they didn't do that, who knows, like, firstly, and this is, it's sort of bad saying that, but who knows how big the server would have become. I don't think it would have become that big. Okay, I don't think there would have been, like, a massive, huge influx of new players going to play vanilla, because you sort of get to a point in vanilla, and then you're at the point where there's no more to do. You get to a point where it's the end. And I think Blizzard were thinking about this when they did that. It's more about the future. Like I said, gateway to more things that could happen. But what happens when these people decide, okay, we're done with vanilla, now we want to move on to Burning Crusade. Now we want to emulate what Burning Crusade was like. What happens when they start doing that? And then when they're done with that in a couple of years' time, what happens when they decide to move on to Wrath of the Lich King? Then nothing that Blizzard does is safe. And all of it will eventually just go to them. And the longer... It's like someone squatting, okay? The longer someone squats in your backyard, the more chance there is for them to have proper, legit rights to the ground that they're squatting on. So, in that sense, I think Blizzard did the right thing. Sure, emotionally, people might feel outraged about this. They might feel really bad about this because, you know, they were playing on this server. It was giving them the old-time feels, the nostalgia that they wanted. Yeah, sure, you can be outraged about that. You can be emotional about it. You can be unhappy about that. But Blizzard had to do what they had to do as far as I could see. It was not legal, I suppose. I mean, like you said, it's a grey area. But I think at the end of the day, it comes down to that. 6B. Do you think Blizzard should reverse this and allow them to resume if they wanted? No, I don't. But I do now know more, and I think I can answer these questions a little easier because we've received some information. So apparently, for those that don't know, the Nostalrius guys, and it's fortunate that I'm talking about this now because there's more to talk about, they went and met with Blizzard. They had a meeting with Blizzard. It was like over the last weekend, and they discussing things. Blizzard said something about pristine servers. They were going to make pristine servers, which everyone immediately came out and said, that's not what we want. We don't want pristine servers. We want vanilla. We want the experience that it was before all the expansions and stuff came out, which I will just point out briefly sucked. Vanilla had great nostalgic value. There was a lot of cool stuff in there. There was, like, community as a core part of the game. There were lots of cool things in vanilla, and there were lots of cool ways to play in vanilla that you don't sort of do nowadays anyway, but vanilla was a terrible, terrible experience. It was horrible. If people tell Blizzard right now, listen, we want it exactly like it was in vanilla, even if you say to me now, okay, there were 150 active users on Nostalrius, that's because some people are too cheap to buy World of Warcraft and actually pay monthly. I'm not even joking around. There's a huge number of people doing that. Sure, a part of those people, and probably a large part of those people actually prefer that experience. Okay? But I think there are just as many people who just want to play it for free. Okay? And I think that it's unfortunate. All of this is just really, oh man. If Blizzard had to go now, what I was saying before, and set up that vanilla experience, people would be disappointed, and people would be playing it for a couple of weeks, and then they'd just stop. And I think that's why Blizzard suggested pristine servers instead of whatever else. But, I mean, it comes down to Blizzard actually knowing better than players. Blizzard does know better in many cases, and if players say they want the vanilla experience, and Blizzard just gives them right now, just gives them that, I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, they will not be happy with it. Because there will be no group finder. There will be no... Well, there will be no anything. I don't know if you guys remember what vanilla was like. You know, the game where paladins had one purpose, and that purpose was just to, buff and dispel, or two purposes maybe, where most of the specs, I think like 60% of the specs in the game were just not viable at all. It wasn't a full game. I would understand completely, and this is, again, sort of something I can talk about with more detail and more surety, because there's actually word out on the internet right now that Nostalrius is talking to Blizzard and they're trying to do things. But if they had to go and they make something with a vanilla experience with some of the more advanced stuff from today's game in, then it might be better. But I don't know. I just don't know what they should do about it. So they are currently having meetings with Nostalrius. Blizzard and Nostalrius are having meetings together. They're trying to figure out the best way to go about making something work to keep everyone happy. If Blizzard decides to do legacy servers, then I think that they'd probably do a better job of the Nostalrius guys. Sure, a lot of heart and soul went into Nostalrius Begins and the server and how they did it and everything, and they coded it from the ground up and all that, but if Blizzard are given proper direction, and maybe the Nostalrius guys can give them that direction, I think they'll be able to do something good with it. So they said pristine servers, this, that, the other. People said no. Nostalrius probably went to them and said no. They probably went to them and said, this is probably a bad idea, the player base will not like this, you know, it's too similar to WoW nowadays, and this and that, the other, and that would be the right advice to give them, and I'm hoping that this communication between the two groups, and this partnership, maybe even we could call it, is going to lead to better things, but I don't think that they should have reversed anything to allow them to start up the server again. I think they should do something for themselves, seeing that the Nostalrius' thing was, and their whole plan was to give people that experience, but not make anything off of it. So they should, in theory, not be unhappy if Blizzard does something very similar to what they did on the official side of things, not in the grey area, and it ends up being the same experience, or as good an experience, or even a better experience. They shouldn't be unhappy with it. Because if they were really, truly not making any money, which, let me just say, is probably untrue, I'm almost certain Nostalrius made quite a lot of money. If it was through ads on their site, or donations, or whatever, they probably made a bit from it. But I can tell you now that if Blizzard had to do it, proper, official, get a server up, make it what people wanted, what Nostalrius wanted, they shouldn't be unhappy with it. The next question here is, should Blizzard offer an official legacy server for whoever prefers WoW of old? And then D, do you think this will have a negative blowback on current WoW sub numbers? No. Well, not really. I think Blizzard should, for the most part, keep working on WoW and release the expansions and improve the game as it is now. And I think that players should understand that going forward is better than going back. Going back, I spoke about this already now. It's tough. You're going to go back, you're going to play it, it's not going to be what you remember. It's not. Your nostalgia is very strong, let me just tell you that. You are thinking of things as you saw them when you were there back then, and with much less experience. If you go back now, if a WoW player goes back now to vanilla, it won't be what they wanted it to be. Let me just say that. I don't think that's possible. But I do think that they should offer something. Just to make people happy. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know how it's going to happen. But I don't think it'll affect the current WoW. I do think that everyone who is currently all keen on classic and vanilla and this and that will probably be playing Legion anyway, because that's just how it is. And I do think that Legion is going to be by far the best expansion that World of Warcraft has ever had. I think it's going to be absolutely amazing, and I think that more is always better. So if you can give something that other players, that side of the player base wants, even if they are a minority, and I do think they're a minority, okay? I do think that there aren't as many people who want the old experience as those who want the next expansion to come out. You should probably cater to them if you can. So I'm hoping that they do something like that, and I don't think it'll in any way affect the WoW sub numbers. If anything, I think it'll be good for the game. More variety, give people that experience if they want it. I don't know, we'll see. Lastly, is Nostalrius Begins appealing to you, or do you prefer the current version of WoW? As always, keep up the good work, Lumin. Thank you. I just said, basically, I prefer current WoW. I do think that Blizzard has done some stuff wrong. I don't like everything that they've done with WoW, but I do 100%, fully believe that they are working towards getting the game to a place where everyone will enjoy it. And I do think that they are fixing a whole lot with Legion, and as far as I can tell, at least, again, I do think that everything is lining up to make it the best expansion yet, and we're hoping that going forward, they can just keep improving on it as well. I can't imagine playing Classic WoW anymore. I played Classic WoW. I played it. I hated running Molten Core with a guild that I was running it with. I thought it was the worst thing. The worst. It was no fun. I had to stand around and dispel every now and then, and that was basically it. Oh god, it was the worst thing. It was just not fun. Having to prepare for months and months and months for a raid, and then doing it and having it be that. No. No. I liked certain parts of classic WoW, vanilla WoW. I loved the idea of going to the dungeon yourself, not being summoned. I liked the community involved and the fact that servers were actually servers and you didn't have all this cross-realm nonsense going on. But nowadays, that stuff is actually essential and you can't really live without it. But I liked that. I did. I thought it was great. I liked farming dead mines for that one drop, and I really do mean farming, like over and over again, for that one drop I needed, and then moving on to the next dungeon and farming it until I got everything I wanted from there, and keeping that up and going on, and spending like literally a month and a half leveling my character from 1 to 40, not even 60. That was great. It was cool. It's a different experience, but it's not what I want from my game anymore. Not really. Anyway, moving on. Eon Prospero. Hey Lumin, loving the videos. In fact, you recently got me into WoW, so thanks for ruining all my free time. Do you have any tips for a newbie player who hasn't really had any MMO experience? Thanks, keep up the good work. Just play and have fun. Do what you want to do in the game. That's what I'll always say. Don't feel like you need to do this or you need to do that. Do what you enjoy. If you enjoy PvP and PvP, if you enjoy dungeons or whatever, do that. If you actually want to, if you enjoy competitive stuff, then go join a cutting-edge raid guild after you've learned the basics. Try and raid on the curve when Legion comes out. Like, do the new stuff as it comes. If you enjoy that, do that. That'll be great. If you enjoy just solo content, achievement hunting and stuff like that, do that. That's always what I'll tell people, is just go into it and play it the way you feel like playing it. And have fun. That's it. I think it's great. Going into WoW fresh is something that I seriously wish I could do again. It was a great experience, but I know, with what I know now, and how much I know about the game now, and how much I know about how it was and how it is, it wouldn't be the same now. So, I envy you your lack of experience in MMOs, because it's a good time. It's a great time to be playing something like this. The game is actually pretty good, regardless of what people say. Warlords, it wasn't a great expansion, okay, but if you jump into it now, there's a lot to do, and it's a lot of fun. There's actually a decent story and everything that you can play through. It's a fun game. So I'd say just enjoy it. Also, I hope to be playing GTA Online with you at some point again. Eon Prospero, for those that don't know, he played quite a bit of GTA Online with me when I was recording the videos and stuff, back when I played it. Maybe when I can stream again, I'll play GTA Online again. Hope to see you there. It was fun. It was really fun. Ivan Plutov, some more questions. Did you play Ragnarok? And did you like it? That sort of... There's more here. I'm just trying to see how much of it I need. Okay, we'll start with that. I played Ragnarok Online. I did that, like, sort of, I don't know, in my MMO phase where I was checking out a lot of different MMOs. I played a lot of Ragnarok. I played on the official servers for a little bit. I played on private servers a little bit. I enjoyed the game. I thought it was pretty good, but it was a little grindy and a little... it wasn't the kind of game I could see myself spending a lot of time with. Not many months or years, at least. But it was a cool game, and I liked the look and feel of it. And this sort of leads into your next question quite nicely. Are you going to do a Tree of Savior review? So Tree of Savior is actually on my desktop right now. Here's the icon for it. I was going to play it. I had a lot of gusto. I was sort of ready for it. And then I heard you had to pay a whole lot for early access. And then I just gave up on that. And I thought, okay, no. It's a free game that they give you early access to a month before it releases for free. And then I thought, okay, that's bad. So I thought I'd wait. And then I think, let me look at the calendar here. 2 weeks ago, or about a week and a half ago or something, it released officially free to play. So maybe I'll check it out. I suppose, looking back, my MMO videos have done relatively well. So if I do like a character creation and just a mini playthrough of it, then it might be worth my time. So maybe, yeah, maybe I will. Then, there's another part to this question. I would like to send you a mail. This is also still from Ivan Plutov. But it will only be... Oh, it would be pity if you'd move before it gets to you. Will you still be in the same place that you live in 2 to 3 months? Or should I wait till you move to a new place? You should probably wait. I think that you should probably wait, and I'll have a new address soon enough. And then you can send it. I think that's better. Then, what do you think about translations to other languages? I probably did exerted too much pressure with those subtitles because I like to translate. I'm sorry about it. Can I type English and Russian below your videos, or should I type only English? I like to communicate with others and was kind of sad to know that I was blocked. Alright, I leave this in because I wanted to say I actually don't have anyone blocked on the channel. I don't know what that is. I think that maybe you were reported for spam because you typed in Russian. I don't know. I know that sounds bad, but maybe. I don't know. I don't see anyone. I looked, when I saw this, I was like, I looked, and then I think there's one guy blocked, and that guy was just constantly on every single video posting links to his own videos. I had never seen him before, and he just started posting on every single one of my videos, then I had to block him. But, nah. I don't know. As for the subtitles thing, I mean, I don't think that translating is the best thing. Like, I understand wanting to watch the videos and understand them and sort of, you know, go with that if you're a different language or whatever, but maybe it's better if people who are, well, any other language, okay, I know that you are talking about Russian here, but if people like that watch these videos and use them to learn English or try and, you know, work it that way, I mean, it's 2016. I think most of the world is already well on their way to learning English, and it's probably better just doing that because subtitles, they don't always translate very nicely. You know, the feel of everything, and I suppose the message doesn't always come across the way it's supposed to. I'm not a huge fan of subtitles. That's actually what I can say. I think that for the most part, people should try and understand it the way it's presented. I mean, I don't know. Maybe there are a huge number of Russian people that want to watch my videos, but they can't because there are no subtitles. I don't know if that's a big thing. Is it a big thing? I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. But you can type in any language. My Google Chrome actually translates it automatically. It's a little difficult to read when it translates it, but it does get the point across. Shadow Tales the Warrior. Hey Lumin, I have a couple questions for you. Firstly, when Star Citizen launches, what do you want to do as a living in it? Secondly, if you could buy any vehicle in the world, which would it be? Thank you for your time. That's an interesting question. I'm going to answer the second one first because that's interesting. It's like any vehicle in the world. That includes cars and bikes and aeroplanes and helicopters and submarines and boats. Damn, I don't really want any vehicles. I don't know. I don't want a vehicle. Like, if I could buy any vehicle in the world, I would not waste the money on that. I mean, I don't know, if I was given any vehicle in the world, what would I want? I would want a nice, comfortable car to drive that's safe and reliable. I'm not a massive car person. You know, I sort of just, I like cars, but and I like driving. I enjoy driving, but you know, I enjoy driving the car we have now, which is a Beetle. I enjoyed driving the car we had before that, and the car we had before that, I don't know. I'm not picky when it comes to stuff like that. Seriously. So any vehicle in the world, I don't have a favorite. A Porsche 911 Turbo. That's actually that. When I was younger, that was always my favorite car. And you know, when you're a young boy, you have a favorite car. That's a beautiful car. That is a beautiful, beautiful car. So that there, bam, that's a great car. I suppose that answers your question. I had to think a little bit if I had like a favorite, and I suppose I do. That would probably be it. But it would have to have a back seat for Nero. Just saying. As for the first one, when it launches, what would I want to do as a living? I would like to do something that involves exploration. I don't know. I mean, maybe I could be a trader or something that would fly around and find stuff. I would just be an adventurer in space. That's actually what I would do. I would go out, find valuable things, come back, sell them. Maybe I'd sometimes go out, slay some space pirates or whatever, and then come back and sell the loot that I got from them. I just want to go out and explore and have a good time. And I want to tinker. I also want to tinker on my ship, customize it and stuff like that. Would be great. Shrinko. Hello Lumin, I just tried a new MMO called Asta. It's an Asian themed game. I enjoy it a lot, and I found this guild with some hardcore MMO players, some even from vanilla. Wow, they wanted to try something new, and they were really enjoying Asta. So do I. Have you heard of it? If not, you may want to take a look at it. I've watched Howley playing it on Twitch sometimes, and his viewers seem to like it too. They keep asking him to play it more. I hope the game grows. It's currently in open beta, so hopefully more players will try it out. I wish you a good day, and I hope you take a look at it. I will. I actually, when I saw this, because I go through the questions before I put them in here. when I saw this, I did actually look, I just googled Asta, and then it gave me some random website that had nothing to do with an MMO. Then I googled Asta MMO, then I found a video or two, and it looks okay. It looks like an Asian MMO, and I'm sort of weary of those, because when you jump into those and you play them, they sort of start out okay, but then they just go down the slippery, grindy slope really quick. I don't know though. I don't know if that's the same. I don't know if this is, like you're saying, more like Vanilla WoW or something like that. I might give it a try. Again, I said in the previous, for the previous couple of questions, yeah, with Ragnarok and Tree of Savior, I said that the MMO videos I do usually do okay. So it would make sense from a business standpoint for me to have a look at it. I'll check it out. I will. Kyle Carr, when you mentioned you used to upload your videos as WMV, I went to look at some of your older ones and ended up stumbling across one of your first Hearthstone videos around the time I subscribed. Your voice was so different then. Did you put on kind of persona for your videos then, or was it just a different mic? There was a mix between the two. I mean, now my voice is probably not sounding very good because it's tired, but there was a mix between the two. It's sort of like it was a bad mic, and it was like I had the mic positioned badly, and it wasn't good. that was not good, but it was also just inexperience and me being very nervous when talking and when doing the commentary and everything else that I did in front of a webcam or with a mic in front of me or something like that. And because of that, it ended up being and sounding different. Very different. So I don't know. I mean, some of the older videos, sure, I guess it was me trying to sound better for the mic, look better for the camera. I don't know. I don't know what it was. I went back and looked at a couple of them, and it is, I think, always just going to come down to inexperience. Like, I didn't know what I was doing back then, and it sort of wasn't me being myself. That's the best way of explaining it. Because I was too nervous. Potcaniac. By the way, Shrenko, Kyle Carr, and Potcaniac are all WoW guildies. And the next one's a WoW guildie too. Oh my god. Okay, fine. Potcaniac. Hi Lumin. Is there anything you regret in terms of making video content? Some one thing that if you go back and start it all over again, you would go and change. Also, what do you recommend to new to-be creators? I've seen millions of tips already, but I would like to hear what you have to say about it. So, I'll answer the first part first. I don't regret doing anything. Absolutely don't regret doing anything. I guess if I could go back and change things, I could go back and make myself more successful because I now know what to do. I would probably end up sticking with one thing, and I would probably end up focusing my energy more on one game at a time or one project or one thing at a time because I am always spread too thin. But I don't regret any of it, and I don't think that I would want to really change any of it because, again, like I said to Celtic Uchu at the start of this video, I think that everything I've done thus far, it's all helped. Everything I have done thus far has made, well, all of this possible, and all that I've learned over the past 5-6 years already has made me who I am now and made me as capable as I am now. So even if I'm not, and I definitely don't think I am, seen as successful right now, I still know a whole lot more than I knew back then, and I'm proud of what I've learned. So, you know, for that I'm grateful, and I wouldn't want to change it at all. For new would-be creators, I would say just be consistent. Pick something, be consistent with it, and do it because you love it. Don't do it because you want to be successful with it. That's it. That's all I really need to say about it, and I think that's like sort of the golden rule of doing something like this, is you only do it if you want to do it. Don't do it because you want to make it work and you want to be the next PewDiePie. That's basically the best way of saying something like this. It's always tough because there are lots and lots and lots of people out there trying to make this work. I actually dread the day that I start streaming. I think it's going to be scary because I'm going to be 3 pages down where no one ever looks. It's possible that I'll be down there. And yeah, that's a fear that I've got, but that's how it is, because there are so many people. 35 million people subscribe to PewDiePie. I can tell you right now that probably half of those people have considered at some point trying to do the same thing. And even if half of them, just half of them, which is already a huge number, try, then you've got so much competition. It's tough. So, be yourself, do it if you love doing it. I suppose be original, do something that other people aren't doing, if there's even such a thing out there. It's always difficult, like I said, to answer stuff like this. I hope your internet's getting better and you're not getting any more failed uploads anymore. Sadly, these times I have no time to watch. I only watch the Fortnightly Q&A and some random Overwatch and Hearthstone videos. Not having much free time as I would like to, but I hope you're still having fun making videos. So we can have a bit of fun too. I am. And I'm sad to hear you also don't have a lot of time. It's always funny because, like, man, we always make fun of Potcaniac for being late and being AFK and doing things like this, but I know he has to go to work and stuff like that, as far as I understand it, and then he comes back and he raids with us, tanking for us, which is always, like, an extra job on top of what you're doing already, so that's already tough right there, and then he wants to go and play all the other stuff. Like, right now, there's Overwatch Open Beta. My god, everyone wants to play that, of course. There's the new Hearthstone expansion. There's so much to do, and then add in a day job to that, and then add in video making, because I'm assuming you're talking about your own videos then, Potcaniac. It's tough. I know all about not having free time. I feel for you. Nadav Nevo. Nadav Nevo. I'll never get that name right, sorry. Morna. This is one of our another one of our guildmates. There's a lot of them, like I said. Hi, I hope you're doing well. What's your favorite breakfast? Waffles. Straight up. I will have a waffle in any way, shape, or form. I love waffles. I do. I can't make waffles. We don't have a waffle press. You know, we don't have one of those. We used to have one, but I absolutely waffle. A couple of globs of ice cream, some syrup or honey or whatever. Honey would probably be better, but and then, like, I don't know, some fruit or something. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There's actually a Belgian waffle place in town here that we need to go and visit soon. But I love waffles. But I usually have it as dessert and not as breakfast. So yeah. It's my favorite, though. For sure. Good question. I like it. No Lucky Strike 091. Is that right? Or is it just 09? Hi, Lumin. Have you played The Witcher 3 or any part of the series? If so, are you considering putting up content for maybe Blood and Wine's expansion? Just a small Let's Play or Liveman of the first hours, or even a stream by that time. So let me stop right there. Oh, wait, you actually say some more. Okay, I think Witcher 3 is perfect for your playstyle, and the character story and exploration and stuff is great. Can't wait for you to live stream it. Or can't wait to see this channel make the next step. Viewer since day one. That's great to hear. I'm glad to see you still around. Man, since day one. Oh my god. Day one was a long time ago. It's great that you're still around. I absolutely appreciate it. And it would be great if you could join me when I play Witcher 3 on stream, because I will probably at some point end up playing Witcher 3, and I'll probably stream the whole thing. And I think that by that time the expansions will probably already be out. It's going to be amazing. I haven't played Witcher very much because, unfortunately, when it came out, I wanted to play it. I was keen. I was going to do a Let's Play and everything. But then, for the first 3 weeks or 4 weeks of it being out, I couldn't. It was running at like 10, 15 FPS on my PC, which is reasonably okay. I mean, I keep saying my PC is really fast and stuff, but I don't know if you guys remember, but I got this new PC a good couple of years ago. Like, what was it, 3 or 4 years ago already now? And it is showing its age now. So I guess it makes sense, but The Witcher 3 was unplayable for me for the first 2 or 3 weeks, and because of that, I just sort of pushed it aside and I said, no, okay, I'll do that later. So I'll get back to Witcher, and I do think that it will be fun for me to try it out at some point. It does look good. It really does. It's a little serious, but maybe that makes it good for me. The Pagan. Hey Swain, I got a couple of questions for you. First, how is everything? Hope well. Is everybody doing okay? Helene and Nero. We're doing okay. We're doing good. Nero is... It's 5:30. He's probably waiting, like, just over there out of line of sight for his walk. He's doing good, though. Very good. He's excited to move. Helene, not so much. Well, she is, of course. She wants to move, but she's busy packing most of the stuff in the house up, so, well, you know, I don't know if I'd call that excitement, but we are good. Thank you for asking. That's always a good question. You said something a while ago about moving to Germany. How is that going along? And will you do a Let's Play of The Division anytime soon? I wish you and Helene and Nero all the best. Kevin Flynn. So, let me just answer the Division part. No, I don't think I'm going to be playing Division. Maybe one day I'll play the Division for the story, because just last night, one of our guildies was telling me during our raid that the Division has an amazing story, and if anything, it's worth it to play for that story. So, yeah, okay. And like they said, many hours of story and all that. You don't even need to worry about multiplayer. You just play it for the story. I'll definitely consider doing it for that. Absolutely. But I don't think I'll do a proper Let's Play of it on the channel or anything like that. So we'll wait and see. As for the moving to Germany thing, like I said to Celtic Uchu, there are some things that I can't really talk about right now. And I want to, but it'll just have to wait a little bit. Like, in not too long from now, I'm going to be talking about it. And you'll all know what's up. But it's all going okay. Gary Tillett. Not much of a question, but used a song in some of your videos, and it would be greatly appreciated if you could let me know what it's called. It was used in your Overwatch beta, full menu tour, and tutorial video as the outro song. I've been looking for it for a while, happy that. Gary, I'm sorry, I have no idea what it's called. It is actually right here. I'm opening my eDrive. In my eDrive where my rendered videos go, it's called Mystery Song. Because that is legit what it is. I have no idea where it's from. I know I got it from the Hearthstone World Championship stream that happened a while ago. They had it as the break music. So the intermission music, they had a little screen that popped up and said, this match is coming up next, wait 5 minutes. And it was amazing. It sounded great. I absolutely love it. I can play it quickly for you because this is the last question. Mystery song, mystery song. Now I've lost the mystery song. Mystery... I think I moved it somewhere. I'm gonna find it. I will find it? Oh my god. I'm just gonna Google mystery song on my PC here. Google it. Mystery... Oh, there it is. Okay. It's not the best way of listening to a song by me just turning the speakers up and having it play in the background, but this song played a lot during the intermissions of the Hearthstone World Championship, and it was great. I thought to myself, I want that, and here it is. I'm going to turn it down now. That's the gist of it. That's the song. Like, it sounds really good. It's a nice song. It's really cool. But I couldn't place it. I listened to it and I listened to it and I listened to it. I tried to use these music detection programs and whatever. And none of them found it. I couldn't figure out what it was. I didn't know if it was from World of Warcraft. Then I thought to myself, no, this doesn't sound like World of Warcraft. Then I thought, okay, maybe Hearthstone, but no. It's definitely not Hearthstone. I don't know. It's like just a general Blizzard song that they have from somewhere and they put in some of their broadcasts and stuff. It's good. It's really cool. I also used it in the WoW video for our first Archimond boss kill. So I'm sorry, I can't help you with that. But, I mean, I guess I could just point you at the VOD or maybe upload this MP3 somewhere or something. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to best give everyone access to this or whatever. I don't want to hoard it for myself, but yeah, it's on my PC. I went to the VOD of that Hearthstone video or whatever, and I recorded it with Fraps, and then I rendered it into an MP3, and that was it. But yeah, I'm done. I'm finished. Those were all the questions. That's it. If you have any questions, please leave them below for the next Fortnightly Q&A, which will probably be coming up in 2 weeks' time. Probably 2 weeks from now is one day before Overwatch. No, wait. 3 weeks from now is when Overwatch. Okay, no, that's okay. So 2 weeks from now is before Overwatch is released, so I'll still have some time on my hands. It'll happen. It'll happen. So if you have any questions, leave them below. I answered every single one this time around. I'm still trying to answer every single one, but again, it might not happen if you guys leave too many. But thanks for the questions, and thanks for watching. I do appreciate it, and all the support and everything else, it means a lot to me. And again, sorry I couldn't answer all the questions, like 100%, but I'll get to them. You know, I'm gonna give you guys some more information soon enough, but I'm finished. Check back here soon for more, give it a like, share it, and do all that good stuff. Most importantly though, happy leaving those questions if you have them. Happy that.